we'll have excuse me. We'll have Jayden up first, and then try to get you JJ Miles or Brandon Suggs afterwards. All right, so here comes JJ. So, and then Coach will be on.
Okay, Jayden, you got off to a little bit of a slow start tonight, and then
Mark, unmute yourself, Mark.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Jayden, you got off to a little bit of a slow start tonight, then came on late. Talk about your patience level tonight and kind of just waiting for things to come to you later in the game.
I'm a patient guy. I'm an unselfish guy. So my team, we was winning. That was the main thing. We was up by 7. Everybody was eating. And the game just came to me slowly, man. So some nights you're going to start off strong, and some nights you're going to start off in the second half. And my half was the second half, but we was winning at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, it's just to get the W. And me and my teammates, we executed really well.
Jayden, does a game like this kind of show how all around you guys can be? I mean, solid defense, everybody kind of chipping in, doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, our defense, Coach said it earlier, our defense was terrific. They had a lot of tough shots. Credit to them. They had a lot of tough shots. First half, I feel like almost half the shots was tough shots, contested shots, late clock shots. And our defense was solid all day. And once we started to pick apart the match zone, we started to gain the lead. So I think that was big. Our defense never faltered tonight.
You were leading for almost the entire game in this game. What was that like? Is this team kind of getting used to being in front and putting teams away, that type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, we're still learning. We're still learning how to win and win in different ways. I say probably most of our games this season we've trailed and had to come back at start of the second half or something like that. But this game we were able to get control, up by 1, up by 2, and start to gradually increase the lead. And this way was a different way to win. We were playing with a lead, and we're trying to kill clock, but they're also trying to come back in the game. So we had to make sure we didn't ease off the brakes too much, make gas.
I want to ask you as far as the game is concerned, yeah. Not only you, but now there's 4 guys, almost 4 guys and 4 double figures.
Yeah, man. Our offense, everyone's gotten better in the offseason. JJ, Suggs, Tristan, Tremont, Luigi, everyone's gotten better. And so when they get better and they get used to playing American Conference like talent anywhere in college basketball, a lot of guys they didn't play D1 basketball. So now they know how they're going to get their shots, what they got to do to get open. So I think everyone's confidence is at an all-time high. And now we're starting to lock in on our defense, and when we get both, it'll tell them how high we can go.
Jayden, this is a little silly, so bear with me, but for this East Carolina basketball team, you guys get a couple of days off for Christmas before you face off against Wichita State. What does the East Carolina basketball team want for Christmas to bring good basketball play into the upcoming games?
Oh, what the ECU basketball team wants for Christmas is to go to an NCAA tournament. That's all we want for Christmas. That's all we want. So I hope Santa. We've been pretty nice. We shouldn't have a lot of cold, so we should have a nice little present coming in March.
So what do you expect to do during the break here as you guys begin to try to recharge a little bit before you head into the bulk of the AAC season?
Coach said get off our feet. As you know, I'm from North Carolina. I'm going home. He just said you can get a jog in or get on an elliptical bike, just get some pace in. One of the 2-3 days that we're off, just to keep your win. For sure going to do that. But and come back to 26 and have 3 days to prepare for our road trip to Wichita, and then on to Tulane again. But it's about resting right now and enjoying things that matter. And it's good to see the family. It's been a tough sacrifice for everybody in college basketball, not seeing our family, not being able to do traditional things. So it's nice to value your family and be able to go home to my family and Christmas and all the guys. So I think this would be a big part. Good. Thank you, guys.
right, guys, JJ
Going on,
is here.
everybody?
We'll go ahead and take questions for him.
Well, JJ, how did it feel to be back tonight after missing the last game and contribute to help your team win?
Oh, it felt good to be back, you know what I'm saying, getting back in rhythm with the team, you know what I'm saying, getting flow back, team chemistry back.
What about making your first shot was the first points of the game? Did that kind of help you settle in, especially since you did miss the last one?
Oh, yes, sir. Like Coach told us, like, we're going to be open. And appreciate my teammate finding me open to get me going early.
You guys are winning some games here. Coming into the Christmas holiday season now, only one loss. What's that do for your confidence as you head into the conference slate?
You know what I'm saying? We struggled, like, out of conference last year, so I feel like winning these games and getting back 1-1 in conference give us confidence going to Christmas break.
How about that 7-1 going into the year? How do you feel about next year? I know Jayden said for Christmas he wants to go to the big dance, March Madness. You guys feeling really good right now?
Yes, sir. That's a plan to get to the big dance anyway, so take it one day at a time and practice, and we'll get there.
JJ, how can you describe the defensive intensity tonight? It seemed like you guys really kind of got after them, and they seemed pretty frustrated at times.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Coach always emphasized defense, so we try to clean it up on that end, so we know offense will take care of itself.
So what is it you guys figured out from the first half to the second half? All of a sudden you got a working margin cooking there and seem to go ahead and put them away.
Well, you know what I'm saying? The type defense they play, it kind of like slow you up, so we just had to be smart with the ball and make smart plays towards the end. Yeah.
JJ, last year it seemed like your game was more perimeter oriented. Talk about the way you and Batumba and then also Pig, the way you guys attacked the basket and passed the ball in the interior.
Well, you know, with coronavirus, we had a lot of time to work on skill work, you know what I'm saying? We older guys now, so, like, you know what I'm saying? We working on being more aggressive but smart with it.
Anything else for JJ, guys?
I appreciate y'all. Sir,
And then we'll take questions.
I thought we got off to a pretty good start. You know, our defense was good early. We were able to get some stops. Got a little bit of an offensive rhythm to start the second half and got a little bit of a lead. And I thought the guys, for the most part, did a good job following the game plan. Got a little stagnant at the end. But for the most part, I was pretty happy with our defensive effort. And we did some good things defensively, you know, until we turned it over a little bit late.
Coach, it just seemed like you guys played kind of a solid all-around game. Nothing really spectacular. Does this kind of show maybe that you can be kind of a balanced all-around team if you all play well?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we had some. I thought that, you know, we had a bunch of guys did some really good things. I thought we got some good energy off the bench from Tyree and from Batumba. And I thought our starters, I thought Brandon and JJ. You know, JJ hadn't practiced for a couple of days. It was good to get him back out there, and he obviously is another weapon and stretches the floor for you. And you know, obviously Jayden had 17 in the second half, but I thought our contributions off the bench, and I thought our guys did a nice job blocking in defensively and trying to follow what we asked them to do.
You're able to hold them to 35% shooting overall tonight. Pretty good defensive effort. Came on in the second half and pick up another conference win tonight.
Yeah, well, I thought our defense, I mean, and it's frustrating for coaches and for, you know, how do you give up so many easy baskets at the end? And, you know, it's hard to guard the dribble and not foul, which we did some. And, you know, if you're a coach and you're down, you're telling the guys to put your head down and get to the rim. And, you know, we gave up some at the end. We gave up a three where we helped off a corner, and those type of situations we need to bluff. And, you know, we want to give up twos, not threes. So there's some things we can learn from. A little sluggish, you know, with the level lethargic passing the ball, I thought, in the second half against the press. So those are all things we can go back and learn from. You know, you can learn in victory, you can learn in defeat. So we'll take some of these good clips and show them, and you know, we'll take some of these things that we did poorly, and we'll try to get better out when we come back.
Just the balanced scoring and different guys stepping up at different times of the game. Obviously, Jayden got off to a slow start, but then he really helped you in the second half. Does that speak to where the team's at now, and different guys can kind of step up different times?
Yeah, but I thought Batumba and Tyree gave us a good lift in the first half. You know, they balanced. Jayden didn't have a great start, and then, you know, it was good to have JJ. We started JJ. He missed when we wanted to get him loose, and once we got him loose, we didn't want to sit down, so we started him, which was why Tristan didn't start. But I thought those guys gave us some energy off the bench. Pig and Batumba did, and I thought, JJ gave us a good lift, and then Jayden in the second half got going a little bit.
Coach, you're starting to see now this program really develop 7-1 now, and you're starting to win games you should win and games, the 50-50 games. How do you feel moving forward in the conference play?
Well, I mean, obviously, it was good to get a first conference victory. I think, I said this the other day, and I think Coach Sampson was talking about it. I think SMU is in the in that top tier. I mean, they might be 1, 2, 3. They could come in. They can give anybody competition to win the league this year. And I thought we did some good things there. I thought tonight we did what we had a pretty good game plan. The guys followed it. We did some things that I didn't think we were great. I thought we were good. I mean, I think we can still keep getting better, which is the good news. And we'll put this one behind us. We'll clean this up tonight, and then we'll get ready for Wichita. And obviously we see these guys in less than 2 weeks also. So we've got to, we'll see how things that they did to pick on us and some things that work for us.
Coach, we didn't see Coleman or Noah tonight. Is that just a matter of the rotation shortening a bit with conference play coming?
Well, yes and no. Noah was banged up a little bit yesterday in practice, and then the problem with this deal was, as you saw, Cross is really a 4, and they played him at the 5. So when they went small, we played both Batumba or Jayden as a 5 with Cross, because he's a pick and pop and he can drive it. When Days was in the game, to tell you the truth, for the most part, we played Luigi in there. Against him, we sort of played matchups, which helped us, and those guys are both going to help us at some point during the season.
Anybody else, guys?
Coach, can you just talk about this break, the guys going home for a little bit before returning for the Wichita game?
I think everybody needs a break. These guys have been here since July. I got to give them a lot of credit. They've done what we've asked them to do. They've been really good. These couple of days, I think they'll be able to put their feet up, and they got some guys that are banged up like everybody does across the country, so they'll be able to get some rest, re-energize, and then we start this the 18 game of AAC conference play. So I think this will be really good for them from a mental standpoint as well as a physical standpoint. I think it's just as important mentally that they get a chance to get away from a couple of days and not have to hear the same voices and just be able to relax and enjoy themselves.
This team's gaining confidence. How do you begin to parlay this on the road when you start to hit the road in the AAC and try to find ways of avoiding 10-minute, 12-minute gaps where they don't feel comfortable?
I think SMU made us uncomfortable. I mean, I think it was their defense. I mean, they had some things. I mean, now we also had a couple situations. We missed 2 free throws that would have kept us hanging around. We had a situation where we had a fast break and we tried to get to the other side of the rim and supposedly just left-handed lay it up. And that was a big play that we didn't get any points. We had an advantage. We had 2 or 3 situations where we had advantages. So those are things we can correct. And, you need a play or 2 to flip the other way. And then that could flip an entire game, as we all know. So we talked about how it flipped the game negatively for us. Now, how do we flip those plays positively for ourselves?
Anybody else?
All right, guys, have a good Christmas.